Okay, family, this is Herbalist Kareem and Herbalist Viola, and she's going to give more tips on for the women and the babies and the elders. And this is part 3 to help you just further understand how to survive out here, just in case, because that's what we're going off of right now. Because I'm telling you, this is the first wave, and when the other one, you still want to be prepared. You will see light of day after this scare tactic, and everybody's just going to go back to normal. But I'm trying to tell you, beware. So be prepared, take these notes and write it down while you're working. Just keep on gathering up. I'll give more details with that later. But here's Viola. She's going to give you guys information. And please hit that like button, share, go support her on her website, go support her on her Facebook. She has more to give. All right, go ahead, Viola.
Hi guys, how you guys doing? Again, thank you, Herbalist Kareem. You just don't know. You're showing so much love, and I really appreciate it. Guys, he does this for his students. He really cares. The Herbalist course is amazing. I mean, simply amazing. And I just appreciate him giving me this platform just to share with you guys survival tip number 3. We're going to talk about women. When I went over the go bag, I pretty much was a generic, just pretty much what you would like. That's just 10 to 15 things that I like that made sense, that will help you get from A to B, which, like I said, the bag can last 1, 2, 10 days, even 30 days. Well, for the women specifically, of course, the guys, more t-shirts if they want, but for the women specifically, because we have our cycle. So yes, you want to have for maybe just 2 months. And the only reason why I said have 2 months, because sometimes you're stressing and it could be heavy. So those are the extra things that you would have. You notice I didn't mention anything about a toothbrush or toothpaste. That's the last thing you really think about. You can actually just use your finger. So it's always good to maybe get a little tube of toothpaste, but that's the last thing you should worry about. Pretty much that's the last thing you should worry about is a toothpaste. Because remember, you're just getting from A to B, and you can use your finger, you can get your little mouthwash. But like I said, the bag is specifically for you. It's little things that you want to do. Remember, the things I had in my bag actually weighs maybe like 40 pounds. So whatever extra stuff you add, it's going to increase the weight. So you just got to just think about that. So you can have a bag with maybe 40 pounds to 100 pounds. And you don't want the bag too heavy, because you're going to be carrying that bag. You don't know how long you're going to be carrying that bag. You could just carry the bag a mile, 2 miles. You could carry have the bag on for 3 days. You just never know, because we don't know pretty much what times we're living in and how far it is to where you have to go. Let's say the electricity's out. You can't get a cab. There's no rides. You don't have a bike. You don't have anything. So if you have to walk, I don't know how long it takes you to walk, a mile, 2 miles. I don't know if you have family close to where your point B is going to be. You could go 5 miles. You can go 10 miles. You could go 20 to 30 miles. So it's pretty much on you. So just make sure the bag is comfortable for you, comfortable for your family. So those are just the extra things that a woman needs. And downrange, when I was active, we had like a little cup. No, I don't have one. I threw mine away because I never thought I would need it. But anyway, I threw mine away. But it's a cup, so you can able to go to the bathroom just like a man. And I know you're like, Viola, what are you talking about? Yes, it's a medical cup that you actually just place down there. Just place it, and it's a tube, and you can go just like a man. Just unzip, put it there, and go. You can go in a bottle. So that's extra things that a woman can have. Just look it up. It's a medical cup, so a woman can use easily. Just go on Google, go on, just search it, and you'll see it. It'll come up easy. Go on Amazon. Yeah, when we was downrange, that was like a hot commodity. I'm telling you, everybody wanted one. Yes, there is another way you can actually cut the top of a soda bottle or a bottle. You can use that, but I don't recommend it because you can cut yourself. But you know, they have used it, but just go on Google and look up a medical device for a woman to stand up while she's going to, you know, to use the restroom. It'll come up real easy. Those are two things that I looked at that just, you would just put in extra, you know, for the ladies, for their bag. As far as weapons, you saw I had a knife. You can't have a gun, you can have a smaller gun, but you guys, you got to think about the state you're in. You got to think about what the situation is. So you just got to think, look at your laws. And far as about a weapon, I'm going to carry a knife and I'm just going to leave it like that. Other things, you notice I didn't say anything about a bra. You don't need an extra bra. You can actually use the one you have, and it's up to you. If you want another bra, you could put one in there, but I'm not. I'll probably maybe have a sports bra or just use a wrap, because you're really not going to be thinking about a bra. So it's good just to have extra t-shirts, you know, some socks. Like I said, another pair, just one pair of pants and 2 shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve. That's all you need. You want the bag to be as light as possible. You don't want to put too much, because the main thing you're going to be thinking about is food. That's the key. And water. You're going to have your camel pack. That's where your water is. And then if you notice on the bottom of my, I took it off. Never mind. But on the bottom of my bag on the other video, you saw that I had another big canteen. That was my extra water source. So that's what you had far as water. And that's the main thing you really need in your bag is food, water, you know, shelter, clothes. So just think about those things. Of course, a first aid kit. So you really don't need that. And ladies, you didn't hear me talk about no comb, no brush, no anything. You just want to put one of those scarves on and just keep it moving. So the last thing you want to think about is your hair. A brush is okay, but you can actually use a fork or use your hand. Just wrap your hair up, because last thing you want to think about, oh, I'm looking good. It's the last thing you're thinking about. All you're thinking about is your safety. So we ain't worrying about our hair. And as far as jewelry, you don't really need any jewelry. So if I was you, think about where, you know, what you're leaving at home. I would find a safe place and leave it there. You can always return. And you really don't need that jewelry unless you put it, you actually put it hidden in like secret. You could put it in your collar. You could put it in a secret pocket of your pants, your jacket. So if you want all that extra stuff, remember this is extra stuff that you're carrying if you want jewelry. So you don't have to worry about no earrings, no piercing, no anything, no rings. You don't want any rings because you don't want anyone to rob you, especially if you're single and you're trying to take care of your children. That's if you are a single parent or, you know, just with the men. You don't want to be robbed. You can barter. So that's why I said, if you have jewelry, you can secure it. And far as about money, think about money. You don't really need over maybe about $200. That's pretty much what you need because everybody's going to be on the go. You can barter. So I would barter things versus money. And the last thing you want to do is barter money. You want to wait. I'd rather barter like things, little supplies versus money. So the best thing you do is just hold the money to last resort. Unless you see somebody out there selling and, you know, you do it on a slide and say, I do have money. But the largest bill I would have is a 10. I would have 10 singles and the 5s. That's pretty much all you need. I wouldn't carry any change unless you put the change in the bottom of your bag or your little secret pocket, or you could put it in the children's bag, but you really don't want to deal with change. So if I was you, like that belt I had, that special belt, just secure it in there. I know some people was thinking about if they shouldn't use a book bag. I had a young lady ask, should they have a rollaway bag? Yvonne, like I said, you really don't want to use a rollaway bag because let's say you had to pick up your child. There's no way you're going to have that rollaway bag. The best thing is put it on your back, have the baby in front, or put your bag in the front and put the baby in the back. If you have 2 children, it's best if you have a stroller. I know you're thinking like, why stroller? You can at least get a little further and you can actually put more supplies. But a rollaway bag, it's pretty much on you. I wouldn't suggest it because it's kind of, if you had to run, you can like pick your children up and you got the bags on your back and you can roll. And that's pretty much far as the woman in their bag. Going to the children. Okay, so the children's bag is not going to be just like our bag. It isn't. The best thing I would say, I would make sure is clothes, food, and water. Those are major things for the children. You can have maybe a Gerber. It's nothing wrong with a Gerber. Just teach them. You know, it depends on the age appropriate. I would do it maybe 10 years and older, but you have to, you know, train them. You want to teach them. You definitely want to teach them about definitely lighten the match, how to read, you know, the map, how to read the street signs, little things like that. You want to just teach them little code words, and we'll talk about that at the end. But let's talk about more about the children, what goes in a children bag. Games, not too many games, preferably a book, but just something that's going to get their attention, because think about it. We might not have internet. So you want to make sure your children are used to not having internet. That's going to be hard. We already know it's already going to be a fight in itself, especially if their phone goes out. So, and with that, they do have certain cell phones to where the cell phone just call the mother, the father, well, the parents, so we just put it that way. Let's not say mother, father, the parents and emergency services. So I don't know if you want to get a phone. No one's telling you to buy a separate phone, but I know they have that. So it's best to think about that. Not to say for the go back, but just in general, because you just never know. The situation could come up. I know you've seen all these different movies, but the situation comes up, and this is not where I'm not an expert, but me watching movies, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm military. I'm retired military. When I was active, remember, it was just me. I made sure my kids were safe in a place with family that had everything they need, and they wouldn't need me. So the main thing I did is make sure they had everything, all their needs met without me. So I was somewhere else, and they were safe with family being taken care of. So all I can say is what I did when I prepared that bag, because we did have to take long rides, either, you know, going to travel. I remember when we went to Germany, that was the 18-hour flight. So I was thinking, what would I put in that bag? Yes, a change of clothes, definitely some activities. You want something to keep them busy. So definitely food, water, something to keep them active. That's for a children's bag. Now, what I was thinking about a baby, think about this situation. There's no way you can pack a whole bunch of milk, a whole bunch of Pampers. Now, the key thing is Pampers. You definitely want, make sure you have plenty safety pins. Them safety pins are very, very, very important. But you just want to make sure you have at least 10 safety pins. Them safety pins will save you. Why you think I said safety pins? Because if you can't carry all those Pampers, believe me, you can maybe put in their bag maybe 10 Pampers. The one parent has some Pampers in their bag, the other parent have their Pampers. You're going to split it because the baby can't carry its bag. So you got to make sure it's split in the parents. That's where your bags get heavy for the parents. So what you got to think about, have cloth diapers. I'm telling you, have cloth diapers, and see if you can go and get those little plastic panties, or little, not, well, they plastic, I would say underwear. The little plastic underwear will save you, because that's when you can let the pamper go a little bit more. That'll be another time without it dripping. But anyway, just giving you tips for a baby. So that's what you will put in the baby's bag. And same thing like everybody else. Everybody's individual. Like, and I said, medications. Medications key. And we all know medications run out. That's the main reason why us herbalists and natural healers are, you know, make sure we carry our homeopathic care. We carry little essential oils, little herbs, little concoctions, little tinctures to help suffice. So when you can get your medication, you can, you know, have something temporary. And then when everything's situated, you're where you're supposed to be. For the elderly, for anybody who's on medication, you can re-up. I know what's going on now. Here it is. I ain't even gonna say what the date is, but the situation here is best for you to re-up 90 days. So if you are on medication, try to re-up 90 days. Try to have them mail the stuff, since the mail and the post office are still open. So you want to make sure you have at least 90-day supplies. Because what I've noticed when I went to the store, the pharmacy is, I mean, around the corner, where people trying to make sure they have that medication. So just think about, so I covered the women, I covered the children, and I covered the elderly, and I covered the babies. Those are little things that I will put extra in their bag. Now, you saw Herbalist Kareem talk about the crank radios. It's good for them to have that in their bag as well. That's one key, because you think about it, it's solar, so it's a radio and a flashlight, and it's something for them to listen to, something that plays, music. Unless you do have an iPod, because music. Oh, music is like the perfect thing, except for a deck of cards. You got the deck of cards. You could play, a whole bunch of games on a deck of cards, but you just want to have that just to, calm them down, and it give them something to play with and a little activity, and just something to, just to buy time, because they will be sitting and they will be bored. And the last thing, you already stressed, you're already aggravated. You don't want to yell at them. You just want everything to be calm. So you want to be calm. You want to remain, teach them to be calm. And that's a good thing. Thinking about being calm, that's a good thing to think about. Meditation, you can actually teach them to meditate a little bit. So when they do get anxious and they do, get overwhelmed and things overwhelm, you say, hey, let's meditate. Just do it a minute, just do it for a couple of seconds, just to get them calm and get them to, think things clearer, instead of being aggravated, agitated, because look, we're already stressed. Stress levels are already high right now, and the main thing, you want to just keep them calm and keep everybody calm. Far as about let's think about, let's say if you do have to go, it's best for maybe the father or one person to go if you have to go get supplies. But if everybody has to go, I think you should practice. I think you should have drills. I think you should just sit down, have a family meeting, just little things that you can do. And the only reason why I was saying for everybody to go, if you're not prepared, if you just practice. So right now that we're all home, we're all just relaxing, tension is high, turn the TV off and just practice. Sit down and talk about the bag. Just talk, have fun, laugh, because you are stressful. Going back to having alerts, plan it. Somebody can blow a whistle. Somebody can take a pots and pans and tap it. Just have a plan. And with the plan, you want to have like A, B, and a C plan. You want to meet at cousin house. You want to meet fire station. Where if they say meet at the stadium, try to get to the stadium. But everybody should know how to get to the stadium, because just think, if you have more than 3 people in your house, it's going to be hard to keep up with everybody. When you're with elderly, when you're with the babies, the kids going to be walking slow. Tempers, everybody's gonna be aggravated. The older, like us, well, not say us, because I can't really run that run that much, but anyway, we're looking at different age groups. Which age group that can run, that can actually, those who are people can actually run all the way to the stadium. But just think about your mom, your dad, the babies. You're gonna have to take your time and get there. You got to get from point to A to point B. If you don't have a car, which is faster to use the car, but just think about running out of gas. Just think about if you have extra people in your house and everybody can't fit in the car. And about the car, yes, your car, if you have a car and if everything is calm and it's not crazy, that is your B bag. Your car is where you got extra supplies, extra food, extra water. And if you see in the back, I do have like buckets of water. So yes, in my house, I didn't talk about that before. I have buckets of water. These buckets from I think Lowe's or Home Depot, $3. So every room has water. So just I just had to throw that in there. So back to going out. Back to going in your car. You want to have extra water, bottles of water. You want to have blankets. You got warm, you got those things to keep your hand warm if it's cold. You got extra jackets. That's what you would put in your car. But if you got a motorcycle, it's nothing you can do unless you're single. Yeah, you can go by yourself, but let's say if you have other people, a motorcycle, you can't put a whole bunch of stuff in a motorcycle unless you have those bags, but you still can't put too much in there. So if you have a bike, the bike, if you're, like I said, by yourself, you can put your backpack on your back and take the bike and go. But like I said, if it's more than 2 people, the bike is not going to really do anything, because if you're trying to balance your backpack and they're trying to balance their backpack, it's really not going to work. But as far as walking, if you have to walk, take your time, be safe, blend in. You just don't want to be noticeable. You don't want no jewelry. Like I said, you know, you don't really have to wear bright clothes, but just blend in, take your time, get there safe. Because the main thing is just survival. And you don't want to get split up. And let's say if you do get split up, it's best to go over, like I said, a plan. Make sure whatever code words you use, or you're going to go with plan A. Plan A is go to grandma's house. Plan C, go to Uncle Johnny's house. Plan B, go to the stadium. So you got to have just something where you tell them, hey, we're going to go this way. So when the children do get separated, or if the dad gets separated from the family, or if your grandma, your uncle gets separated from you guys, everybody know what they're going to do, what the plan is, and where they're going to meet up. So you definitely want to do that. With the children, it's always good to have just something in their bag to say who they are, or just so they get separated, because we're looking at under 5, or under 6, or just in general, whatever the state of the child is, you want to just have the bag, same thing you have when they go to school, emergency bag. If they get on the wrong bus, or if they have to walk home and they don't know what they got to do, it's just think about it. Just have a plan. And that goes back. That's also another idea I'm thinking about. You have a family meeting. Family meetings where you go over that. You talk about pretty much everything, where you're going to be. It's just, I'm rambling now, but just ideas just pop in my head. But just think about it. Everything is just for us about safety, and you want to just be safe. All right, Kareem. Any questions?
No questions. No, I don't. I do. But we're going I want to give my little take on just more detail, because you covered everything. But here's one thing right here. More detail. When you said 2 months of the cycle, I don't know. I'm a male, but when to give more details, does it is a certain brand, or just the women already know when you say 2 months worth of cycle, they know what you mean? Is that it? Is that it?
Right. So it all depends on what you use. If you use pads, tampons, if you use the cups, if you use the cloth, you want to have at least 2 months. Okay. So anyway, between because just think, remember, your bag is already heavy. If your bag's already heavy, try to put it on the outside and have them in your pocket. Just have 2 months. Same thing with birth control. Same thing like with the medicine. Make sure you have 2 months worth. If you can carry more, by all means, carry more. But the main thing I need you to have in your bag is more food. Yes, the urban bag is a little different. The only reason why the urban bag is a little different is because if you're going to A and B, you don't have to put as much. But if you're going further, let's say if you're just going right, maybe 3 or 4 blocks, or let's say if you're just going a mile or 2 miles, but let's say if you got to go 25 miles, yes, we just never know. We just never know. So we're just doing worst case scenario. If you got to go 25 miles, you got to find some place to sleep. So if you can find some place to sleep, you're not going to be sleeping in somebody's house unless you have some protection and if you know the place is abandoned. So you're going to be sleeping under the under the moons and the stars. So that's where you have your bag, make a makeshift tent, and just have security.
All right.
I did have a question, and I just wanted to do another question. Somebody asked about what you'll do with your passport or stuff like that, your emergency papers. Now, let's think about your emergency papers. If you're not going overseas and if you're not traveling, the best thing to do is take your safe and make sure it's secure. If it's in the wall, I would just leave it. Long as it's fireproof, nothing's going to happen, because if your house cave in, that safe is going to be still there. You can always go back to it, secure the stuff. So, And on emergency situations, you're not going to really think about your passport. If you can, by all means, grab your passport. But you don't need no tax paperwork. You don't need no divorce papers. You don't need no birth certificate. You don't need none of that. You know, the social security card. You ain't going to need none of that. None of that. So if you can, grab your ID, grab your passport if you want. But you're not going to be thinking about any of those things. If I was you, I would have maybe a safe deposit back. That's even pushing it, but just leave it where it is, secure it, and just let it be safe. But like I said, okay, so think about this, thinking about that. So if you do have a family meeting, that could be different keys that other people do. Like, grandma, go get this. Uncle John, go get this. Husband, go get this. Wife, go get this. So everybody knows different security things that they supposed to secure for the family. So you can have those things taken care of. That's in your plan. All right, Herbalist Kareem.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you broke it down, because that was more questions I had, but you already took care of that. But to elaborate on that, because I know women have issues. Some women have issues with the birth certificate, because just in case, if you have time now, even in the future, because this is like, you don't know when to see. We up here prepping now, but the prepper's been prepping for like 10 plus years, 20 plus years. So these waves are going to be happening with the United States of needing to be prepared. So this is not in vain what Viola is telling you to do right now. You guys are not really understanding that, but I want you to, some of you are, but it's necessary to have this for now and the future. But for the birth certificate, while you have time, and for the future, get another copy of your children's birth certificate and just put it in your bag. That way, if you get somewhere and someone question, is that your child, then you can whip it out with your ID, because they can't do nothing with the birth certificate, but you can. Because I know some women are like, what if somebody say, is this my baby? I get you. So while you can now, and for the future, just get another copy, stuff it in the bag for now, or properly for the future. But I did look up what you said, Viola, when you talked about standing up and being able to use the bathroom like a man. I was like, what? So I said, I need to find it. That y'all saw me looking like, what? So I did find it for you ladies that's trying to find it. It's a little strange to me when I saw it. So she said it was a godsend for those that are in the military, but it was called female urination device. So female urination device. You put that in Amazon, a bunch of them gonna come up. It looks kind of strange to me, but it looked like they was giving examples of standing up, just bam. I'm like, what? So I might have to get the queen one so she could try it out, because I know she's gonna be like, I want to see. So it wasn't really a lot of money. So go and cop that. You know what I'm saying? Put that in your thing just in case. Because when you're out there in the wood, I know a lot of you don't want to be exposed to be doing this. You're gonna want to know what's this. You don't want to turn your back. You don't want to do that. So I get it. Okay, moving on to this other thing. I just want to help you young ladies out that was trying to find out the correct name, because it wasn't really totally easy. I had to Google it because Amazon wasn't giving it to me. But female urination device. Now, for the children, she talked about entertaining them. That was good. And their bags is pretty much snacks. And if they have any issues with EpiPens or whatever, nut allergies, you putting that in the bag, but you're also having entertainment. So with their device, because you guys, we used to, every time me and my queen last time we went to Canada, and we also went to Washington to visit family. I mean, it was stressful keeping that dude happy, because the technology got them like lost. So like she mentioned, iPod, it's best to right now on their phones, as well as their tablets, whatever they have, just download these songs, download their songs now, get it out the way. Wow. Cause you don't know what you don't know what the future down the line has. You just don't know. Me, myself, I just went ahead and purchased just little cheap iPods. They're like less than 20 bucks, like knockoff MP3 ones, you know, not iPods, but I purchased those to have for my oldest boy. Down the line, it's in his bag. He gonna have all his favorite music on there. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, all of them guys. He good. So he gonna have all his partners on there, about 1,000 songs, and his headphones. He's straight. Now my baby boy, we went on ahead because he loves games. And that keeps him busy when we kind of do something serious and we want somebody to be quiet, shut your mouth, or we got to walk over here and got to chill for a while, be quiet. that could happen when you want them to be quiet. You never know. So it's best when we go traveling, we always up ahead of time, we download while we have internet, the movies. We download the shows that he like to watch. We download all his game we like that guy. So you want to make sure that pads that they use and the phones that they use, just go ahead and download that right now while you can. It's not gonna hurt none. We got so much stuff downloading his phone and his tablet. He don't stay on that bad boy all day long. But when it's time to travel somewhere, that boy good. He good. He got a little headphones and that's it. So because they get bored quick, you tell you right now. And you don't want them being loud. They're being louder than your gas generator. You really in trouble. Just being real. Okay, now, far as you guys, when she was mentioning that, because you can't take breath milk with you. You definitely can't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to be so stressed out, the breast milk ain't going to be pushing out anyway. And of course, first line of defense is breast milk. But those of you, we already know they've been doing something to our bodies. The breast milk don't even flow like it used to. So you know what's best for your child that's working. But try to put lots of that already pre-made in like Ziploc bags, not those big old containers, because like she mentioned, the more heavier they are, the more they weigh. So try to have, like she mentioned, 30 days to 2 months worth in Ziploc bags. And that's another place for the kids' bag. My baby boy got like a school backpack.
Yes.
Believe me, a lot of stuff, because there's nothing that's really going in there. You ain't putting no emergency kit in their bag. You ain't putting no canteens in their bag. You ain't putting no flashlights and stuff like that. So their bags are going to be kind of light. So that's why you put in the stuff that's purposely, like she mentioned, for them. And I like how she covered the elderlies. I don't have to go there. You already know they're going to need medication. That's it. You know, if they in their 60s, they still going to need some of those things, the water, the canteen, the emergency kit, stuff like that. It's specific for them, but you know that majority of them have about 5 to 15 plus medications that they're going to have. So make sure those are in their bag so they don't have to worry about it, because I'm telling you, these up in here, they like, what am I supposed to put in my bag? Because she's right. When it's time to move, at least a bag is there for them right now to get them to that 2-3 months worth. And pretty much they already usually have that in their bathrooms, but it's always best for them to have extra. So start having meetings. It's very important. We already had one here. I'll go into detail with that maybe on a live stream, but yes, you got to sit down and talk to them. I like how she said having a drill, you know, you can use your whistles and whatnot. Just bust them upside the head. Just start blowing the whistle. Because y'all remember when y'all used to be in school. Don't say you don't remember. Remember y'all used to be in school and kindergarten. Don't go too far back. Or, you know, in high school, you remember, not high school, junior high. You remember that they used to do drills, and in kindergarten. And they would do their little drill, blow that like, and they had you line up, and you have to go out there, and everybody be in the open field, and then they educate you. They did that once a month, sometimes every 2 months, but they did at least 3 to 6 times a year. It was like they had to do it, but we knew what to do after we started doing it. Y'all ain't done. I ain't done no emergency since I've been up in that rental house or house that I done purchased and whatever. Nothing. So if anything hit the fan, we'd be like, why is those people outside? What they doing with walkie-talkies? What are neighbors doing? Where they going? You're going to be so jealous and upset that they didn't include you. Where they going? Where you going? Where you leaving me? Why is everybody leaving on the block and they don't look like you? That's going to make you a little irritated because you wasn't in the know with them. You wasn't even in the know with your own family. So you probably going to bunker down whatever you got. And I'm going to be doing like this to you, looking at all the people. Look at them. Look at them. Look, oh, my goodness. You see, they ain't got nothing together. Close the window blinds. Don't be peeking. They might want to come up in here. So I'm just saying, you want to make, and how to touch on what she mentioned when she talked about meditation for the kids. That is key. That's big. You calm them down. Start practicing that now. Start getting them off of the games and all that, knowing how to be able to just sit and be still for 2-3 hours at a time and doing other stuff with coloring books, whatever that activity age is. But start practicing meditation. So how do you meditate for maybe 2 to 5 minutes? It's not as hard as you think. Do it with them. Close your eyes and just breathe. That's it. Tell them to think about their favorite place, whether it's rainbow, unicorns, whether it's Lucky Charms, whether it's watching Ryan, whoever these cartoon people they like to watch, and also the adults. There's one of the famous rappers, whatever. Close your eyes and think about whatever you want to think about, but just let your mind be free. Just think, just relax. So you don't have to be focused on them saying. Some of you guys want them to pray, fine, they can do that. That's a form of meditation, but just allow them to be quiet and calm the spirit down and relax. Close the eyes and relax. And do it with them for about 2 minutes to 3 minutes. You got to practice that. Do it with a stopwatch and push the button. And you got to practice it now, because when you trying to do that, when all things is acting crazy, they're going to be like, are you out your mind? I don't even know what we're doing. So you practice it now. You think it's funny, but it ain't. Okay. All right. You can now practice if you want to. But anyways, I'm glad that she broke that down. I really appreciate you, Viola. I'm just trying to tell people right now, me and you both are trying to let people know to prepare themselves, because a lot of us, this is not in vain, because America in so many ways, when I go onto my live stream, is failing. And so this might not be worth it for you this year, but it will be soon, next year, the year after that. It definitely will. So the preppers are not us, and they are actually having a blast. They having bunkers built, and they're selling off the charts. They having MREs, they're selling off the chart. Those are gone. You ain't gonna get that. Everything is pretty much for prepper season. Flashlights, you name it. A lot of stuff that's more tactical and details that kind of like are better than those. And walking time, those things are pretty much almost even solar generators. Those of you that might have already checked and looked, a lot of them are gone in the panels. So we late all the time. If you look online and see preppers, you see a lot that don't even look like a lot. So where are we at? 10, 20, 100 steps behind. So here you guys getting prepared now, but at least those of you that are listening, it's probably about 20% of y'all. Hopefully the other 50%, 70, 80% of you already got your stuff together. But those that are listening, go get it. Go get it. Go handle your business, because I brought her here because I wanted you guys to not feel like Kareem is preparing. Viola's preparing. And we've been talking about it in our herbalist course group with those we knew, like, wow. And then I got family members that come over here and that handle the around family members let me know about their bags. And it's always usually be somebody in the military. They just bring home what they used to do, and they do it anyway in the civilian world. So they just carry on their same lifestyle, and they always in prepare mode. So I know family members that's been in the military, they just keep stuff in their car and in their house. Like she mentioned, the car is they get to boom and have majority stuff in their bag and heavier, big dog, and then place that they could go to what is it called? One of my partners let me know he got this third location, which is him to drive to the U-Haul if he can get there, like a warehouse place where he can let up the warehouse that he rents for $20 a month or $99 a month. So he'll bust open and get over there, jump the gate, whatever, to get to his big dog stuff. So y'all think it's not worth it, but you'll pay life insurance because you got to. Not all the time, but you'll pay for that. You'll pay for got to car insurance. You'll pay for that. Full coverage, liability. Every month. You'll pay for what else they pay for, Viola? They're paying for a monthly. What else do people pay for? Because they're home insurance, okay? Homeowners insurance. Warranty on your solar if you got it, warranty on your cell phone, warranty on your refrigerator, warranty. I mean, y'all pay these things yearly, monthly, taxes, mortgage. Y'all do this on a regular basis, but you won't prepare for your kids and you and your family and your spouse. So, man, back to the elderlies. One more thing about them. You are right. I have them here. So I don't see us really going nowhere. So my home is my prepping primary location. So we're trying to maybe just hold out. That's what our thing is, hold out as long as we can. So we ain't got to go nowhere, because like she mentioned, you want to move in units, but the babies and the elderlies, they can't move like you can. So that's going to put me, and I'm going to be honest, that's only really me with about 4 or 5 more that's up in age. I'm going to be on alert everywhere I go for them. So it's in my best interest to hold it down here as long as possible. But I got some other plans. Like she said, if you got to bounce for a little bit, yeah. You know, my queen, she's been, you know, trained like Viola a little bit. Not a lot, because Viola got some 20 plus years, 23 years plus of training. So it's gonna be difficult. But one thing about it is our area, we've been having meetings. So that's why I like the fact that she said I need to stress that to you guys, to have meetings with each other, so who can have an expert, like she mentioned, in this and in that, securitize this. And so everybody should have a position to do, because you can't put it all on one person. So I might have to bounce and go get something, or go get this, and find out if what this is true about the stadium, or if this is fine, okay, and then I can maneuver. I can protect myself. I can get back. Somebody gonna get broke off messing with me, so I ain't gonna be worried about it. I ain't no sheep running around trying to make something happen, and I ain't gonna no predator neither trying to take advantage of nobody. I'm gonna get what I need to do what I need to do, and get back to the family. So if I'm being seen, I need to make sure that the ones that's still here can bust a cap it. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, all right. That was it. Did you want to share more information on that, Viola?
I did want to share something that's funny with what happened with my kids. Make sure you tell your child which shoes to wear, because they will go get the boots or the cute little tutu shoes. So make sure they know which shoes they're supposed to grab. That is so important, because we would travel and my daughter wouldn't bring shoes. And we like, didn't you tell? And she would be in the car, no shoes. I throw them out the window. But it's no here nor there. Just make sure when you have the emergency, you do go. Make sure you go over which shoes your children's supposed to wear. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll be the cute little shoes that they can't fit, or some boots, or shoes they'll just grab some shoes that's not even the correct size. So that's all I have.
Get them shoes out the way right now, so you got to worry about them. Put them in the closet, and already know that's your A-bag shoes. That's the shoes you're gonna have on when we roll it. And also, yeah, exactly. So you ain't got to worry about it. Also, there was one more thing I wanted to roll you back to, because you said you was gonna get to it, and I marked it down. Everything that you said you might bring back, the code words.
Yes, you want to have a code word. Let's say if you get detached, or let's say if the dad or the mom or whoever the adult is in the house go away, and something happens to that person, and the children are there. Let's say it's a 16-year-old, and someone come to the door, and if they don't know that code word, you don't let them in. You do not let them in. They don't need to know you in there. Only way you go out, let's say it's a couple of days and there's no food and it's dire. I'm talking about dire, that you have to leave. But there should be code words. Like, let's say if you need to go to Uncle Johnny's house, or somebody who, like, let's say if Uncle Bill has the shelter, but it's 20 miles. But like if they need to go to Herbalist Kareem's house, and that's like within 5 miles. So you'll have a code word, like we're going to Aaron, and that'll be code word to go to your house, and we're going to meet at Sierra. You get me? So you got to have some kind of code word so no one know where you're going, or just a code word for protection. It's just something for extra security measures. Just like, on your phone, you got to use your finger or a code word. Just have a code word with your kids, just for safety reasons.
Yeah.
My daughter had a code word, and it worked wonderfully.
Yeah, make them code words easy. The code word could be as simple as night night. If you don't know night night, you ain't coming up in here. You about to get. But anyways, exactly. So exactly. So yeah, it could be as simple as that. And now that I said night night, it won't be my code word. So don't be trying to. So anyways, but yeah, make it simple. So we have one in here as well, and it's because I'm crazy and a little bit off the charts. Not crazy, but look, so mine is nobody think about it, but it's something I always say with my family. So it makes them laugh. So when they hear that, the average person, matter of fact, nobody, I wouldn't say nobody's going to know that. You would have to really be part of the inner circle to know that I use this with the family. So this word we kind of like use in the chat with everybody. So they know. If you don't say that, they automatically, what is it? They going to know you don't know. So, but if you know it, they gonna know something happened to me, and I told you. See, so that, or someone in the family told you, and it, so hopefully it don't come to that and an issue like that. But we just want people to get prepared, and that was I think that's it. You know what I'm saying? Is that it?
I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Those that watched all the way to the end, that means you care. That means you are trying to put them that it matters to you what we're doing here. So this is just not for entertainment. YouTube don't pay no more. Okay, they're paying like I would say less than 50%, and I wasn't really counting on them anyway if y'all know me. But on the real, so this is about you guys getting to know this young lady's spirit, and you guys getting to go over there and support her, as well as you guys getting to know her bringing, and more than anything, I love bringing value, keeping it real. That's my song, to help you guys make it better and easier out here. Because it's like a lot of us, it's only like, I would say maybe a handful of us. I can count on maybe 2 hands, and that's sad. Maybe 2 hands if I had 2 sets of hands and feet out of millions on YouTube. And that's sad. So that's what gives me the power and the energy to just like reach out and grab another sister, reach out and grab another brother and say, come here, share, come here, share, come here, support. That's why, because we just are so, like Dr. Clark said, we are losing in every direction, up and down you can see. And it makes no sense that in every area we have had our heads in the sands. So anyways, like I tell you guys all the time, be a little bit smarter, wake up from being asleep and a sheep to being an actual true warrior, spiritual walker. This is Kareem and Viola. This is chess, not checkers. Y'all take care. Peace. Bye-bye now. I'm just keeping it real now. Something they feel.